guys! How are you, my lovelies? So, let's start the timer. So we have a few things to cover today. So we're going to do the technical stuff first, and then we'll go into the fun stuff that I want to babble about. You'll notice the door is shut, which never happens, but that's because the old man is home, and he is currently killing things in Battlefield Bad Company on Xbox Live. Even though our Xbox Live account is under my moniker, my torrinpaige, so he just makes me look super badass because I suck at first-person shooters. I need a sword or a hunk of wood. If I can beat you to death, I'm excellent. If I have to shoot you, I'm not so good at those games. And you will recognize that Xbox has a lot of first-person shooters, so yeah. So anyways, he's killing stuff, so we're trying not to disturb him while we film this. So, first things first, technical stuff. I had a request from someone, and I should have wrote it down, but, you know, to explain what a lot of the abbreviations are that you encounter when people are talking about hair. So the first thing we'll cover are the lengths, which most of them are self-explanatory, but there are a couple, I guess, that are a little confusing. So, you know, pixie cut, I'm sure most of you know what a pixie cut is. You know, it's the super short, like Peter Pan do, kind of deal. So, you know, that would be your pixie. And a lot of girls have grown out from a pixie. And then, of course, you have, you know, chin length, which, of course, is pretty self-explanatory. Shoulder length, again, pretty self-explanatory. Then we get to the abbreviations. APL. What is APL? APL is armpit length. So now you know why they say APL, which is right at your armpit. So you'd say right about here. Right? And then you have BSL, bra strap length. Where your bra strap normally hits you, that's about where your hair goes. Like, currently my husband is around BSL, if he actually wore a bra. And then you have mid-back length, which is between that and waist length, because waist length, of course, is where your natural waist is, so you would have waist-length hair. From there, you go to hip length, at your hip bones, tailbone length, right at your tailbone. Next is classic. And this one, a lot of people are like, what is classic? Classic is right below your bum. As in, your hair is right below the little curve of your little bum. Right? That's classic. Maybe an inch longer. Usually at classic, when you sit down, you'll get a few, start sitting on your hair just a little bit. After that, you go mid-thigh, knee length, mid-calf, ankle length, floor length, which all of those are pretty self-explanatory. So the biggest ones I think that cause confusion are APL, BSL, and classic. I have just reached classic a few times, but my hair always looks wrecked, so I go back up to TBL, tailbone length. Alrighty, so there you go. There are your abbreviations. Other abbreviations that you might encounter, or slang. No poo, which is no shampoo. There are a lot of gals out there that don't even use shampoo anymore. And then you have things like CO, conditioner only. They actually just like wash with conditioner. WO, water only. No shampoo, no conditioner. They just rinse their head. Does this work for everybody? No, but it does work really well for a lot of people. So, you know, to each their own. CWC, which is one that I like and I use a lot in the summertime, is condition, wash, condition. As in, I get in, I get my hair wet, I put conditioner on the bottoms, then I wash it like normal and recondition it. It really helps keep it from getting a little crispy when, you know, it's super hot and dry. At least that's what I found. So I think those are most of the abbreviations that we've got going on. If I missed any, please feel free to let me know, but I'm pretty sure that's most of the little euphemisms that a lot of the long-haired community at large, not just the site, but at large, use. Alright, so hopefully that cleared up some stuff for you guys. And, yeah, awesome. Okay, where are we at? We are at 5:10, which means we have 10 minutes to talk about stuff. So, like my nails today, my stripy nails. They're actually blue and white. They match pull my skirt up. See, I have this on, so it matches, yeah. The dude at Barnes & Nobles really thought it was awesome. He thought I looked very nice today. So yeah, I went to Barnes & Noble today. And why did I do that? Because, as you know, I have a Nook now. So I can just download stuff without leaving the house. Speaking of my Nook, I made a cover for it. You see all the rhinestones? I made a cover for my Nook. Oh, look, it's Murphy. Yeah. So, yeah, I can sew. Sort of. But I sewed this. And I think it turned out really pretty. And now I have a nice little, like, book thing, which makes it a little easier for me to read because it feels like a book. So yes, I have my Nook. And I got a new cover for the, yeah, the screen, so I wouldn't, like, scratch it up and damage it and stuff. But I had to go to Barnes & Noble today because today is July 12th, which means the next in Game of Thrones, I know, I'm mirrored, but A Dance of Dragons came out. It is the 5th book in the Game of Thrones series, the Song of Ice and Fire, out today, and I got it and saved 40% because I'm a member. Yeah, so, woohoo, I went and got that. But while I was there, I also got, I know, which is going to be so fun because it's all going to be backwards to you guys. It's hilarious. I got Pale Demon from Kim Harrison, which came out, and I haven't been to Barnes & Noble. I also got Hit List by Laurel K. Hamilton, the next Anita Blake. And according to the dude that checked me out, there is way more plot and a lot less porn this time. I don't particularly mind the porn. If any of you guys read the Anita Blake series. I mean, granted, I do love the early ones the most because there was so much plot, and then they got a little porny. But, you know, hey, it's whatever. It's what it is. I like the early ones most, though, because I love Richard. And I don't know if Richard was perhaps Laurel's ex-husband, because for a while there, Richard was just terrible. And I felt like Laurel had ruined the Ulfric. But Richard's back to being pretty cool again. So I'm hoping that this continues the trend, and Richard is awesome in this book. Although, according to Mr. Guy at Barnes & Nobles, this is like an Anita Edward one, which will still be fun because Edward is pure plot, because Anita don't sleep with no Edward. Alright, so I got that at Barnes & Nobles. So I have 3 new actual books to read. See, just because I got a Nook does not mean I have decided not to buy real hardback books anymore. And I'm very excited to turn the pages because I've pretty much been exclusively reading my Nook. Which also leads me to yet another thing that we're going to discuss. One of the gals on my Facebook, again, I should write down names so I know who, you know, to whom I'm referring. My memory is like Swiss cheese. I wish I had done drugs in college. I really do, because then I would have an excuse instead of just... Anyways, somebody suggested that perhaps I should do like a top 10 list of my top 10 favorite books. Which, of course, I told her that would be hard because I switch so many genres, even though I'm pretty hardcore sci-fi fantasy nerd. Pretty much. I stick to that a lot, but I do really enjoy mysteries and, you know, serial killers and hardcore horror as well. And even the occasional romance novel thrown in, although it has to be certain authors. I only read certain authors of romance novels. Just certain ones. Because some of them just, you know, it's repetitive. Whereas you do have a couple authors that really give you some awesome plot in there as well. So, you know, it's not all sexy times all the time. Any hoodles. Everybody needs a happy ending every now and then. Yeah, so since I do so many different genres and stuff, and I could do just like a top 10 of only Stephen King books, which I could because I've read them all, even Danse Macabre. Anyway, yeah, so I think I might just occasionally, you know, one of my vlogs, I'll just put up Torrin's top 5 of urban fantasy or whatever. So there's that. Aren't you excited? Okay, so I know a lot of you guys read though, so that could be really fun to have some book discussion. Also, I'm thinking about doing some like cooking with Torrin or terrible recipes with Torrin. Terrible because while they taste good, I'm not the best measurer of things. Okay, so when I do a recipe, if it is something we have to bake, like a cake, a pie, a pastry, a cookie, something that needs to bake in the oven, I will always measure exactly what it's supposed to be. Because baking is like chemistry. If you add too much or too little of something, it just doesn't turn out. I mean, granted, it doesn't explode in your face, but it probably won't rise or it won't flake or what have you. So anytime I bake anything, we'll have exact measurements. However, when I just cook, it's not exactly exact. Sometimes it is, you know, like tablespoon, 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 you know, for some of my roux and whatnot, but it's like a handful of this and about this much of that, but I thought it would be fun anyway because it's more realistic, and I don't know. I know a lot of really cheap, easy, fast recipes that aren't necessarily covered, or, you know, just whatever. I thought it might be fun just to every now and then just throw a recipe and cooking time up. You know, I know a lot of you guys cook, so it could be cool. It's not going to be anything like my friend Kathleen, who makes, like, gourmet stuff and makes me drool and makes me want to move to Germany just so I can live next door to her and go over and eat every day. But it can be fun stuff, right? Right. So I'm thinking about doing that. It seemed to get a pretty positive response from the Facebook page, so we'll probably just throw some of those in too. Cool. Alright, I'm at 12 minutes, so let me wrap this up. Okay, so tomorrow we should have the Daenerys Targaryen pyre hair. However, I want you guys to know that my friend Siobhan has already done it. She has medium length hair, as Lodali Vita 33. She has medium length hair, as I know you guys know because you went to visit, which is awesome. So thank you for that. She appreciated it very much. But she has done a version, and it is gorgeous. And since she has medium length hair, I know a lot of you gals are a little shorter than me and get frustrated with me sometimes because you can't quite do whatever it is I'm doing. Siobhan has your butts covered, y'all. Go visit her. Here's a link to her Dani pyre hair. Mine is a little different. I chose to do a different braid up top than the straight Dutch like she did, just because, I don't know, because, and I'm a little bit different on the bottom, and I combine a way lot lazier than she did. So you'll have that look to look forward to tomorrow, because you guys always have to remember, lazy. She went for accurate. I went for lazy and easy. So, but it still looks right, so that's all that matters. Right? Right. Alright. Any hoodles, that is all for this vlog for today. Hair tutorial coming tomorrow, and then nails at some point this weekend, I imagine. Alright. Okay, so 14 minutes, I need to say goodbye. Oh, next vlog will be about, you know, whatever, and then also all the different kinds of braids. Dutch, French, waterfall, fairy tale, all that stuff. Just so we can get everything covered, and I'll do like a little picture slideshow or some junk. Alrighty. Okay, my lovelies. I will see you next time. Until then, have a great day. Mwah!